So we've got our door panel back over here on the car. We've got the mid-range, mid-base pods mounted securely. Let's get everything plugged back in. We'll just take our switches here, snap them back in. Make sure to plug in everything. That's the key. Plug in your pods again. Get that all latched up in there. The tweeter plugged in. Get the mid-range plugged in. So. They only plug in one way, so you can't goof it up. I guess you could, but pretty hard pressed. So plug that in. Now here's what I usually do. Using my hands, I just pry the window controls out of the car. Just push them out like so. Makes it a hell of a lot easier to plug all these plugs back into the car. All the window plugs, and plus we can guide them away from the speaker. So don't have to worry so much about getting those situated. The important thing again is getting this through there. Furthermore, if your little plastic piece is falling off, you want to get it back on the door. This one doesn't look like it's going to be too secure. So if you find that it's like that in your car as well, this is real sloppy and it's not wanting to stay on there, you're going to want to go grab your hot glue gun that we mounted the tweeters with and put a little bit of hot glue right here and then sandwich this up on it so the hot glue holds it secure like this. That way we can make sure this stays in place and the door panel goes back on properly. So in this case we're going to go ahead and stop filming because I've got to glue this back on, and then we'll come back and stop. Alright, so we've got our door panel back ready to go on the door. So the first thing we're going to do is take our handle here. We're going to slot it through the door like so. Kind of pull it through. Then we're going to work the door panel. First thing we want to make sure we do is we need to align the lock with the hole in the door panel. And once we do that, we're going to hook on the top first. First thing we're going to do is hook the top of the door. So, get that situated back up underneath there. And now, you'll feel the center clip latch on there. You got to kind of lift up at the same time. You don't want to go hitting the door panel yet, because you've got to make sure all the pins are aligned. We've got access to all of our plugs here. Nothing's in the way of the mid-base, so we're perfect. This actually went on perfect the first time. Most of the time that's going to happen. But the key, again, is to make sure that all of our pins get aligned. So you're going to kind of lift the door handle up, and you'll feel the pins slot into their holes. Whoop, look at this. If I forget, you'll definitely possibly forget. Here's the light for the wires for the light. There's a very specific routing back here for that. So go ahead and put that back through the hole. Ideally, doesn't really matter when you do it, I guess. Pull that down through the hole there. Perfect. Now we can continue. So you'll can't hurt anything. It's a BMW. So now that the door is on, snapped on there nice and secure, we'll get our door handle again lined up like so. You'll see the hole back in there. Door panel handle just line right up. So we got that back on. Perfect. So we'll take our little piece that we popped out. As you can see, it only goes in one way. There's a little notch in the bottom and it slides in. A little notch here on the door panel. We're gonna slide that in there. You may goof it up the first couple times, but there you go, it snaps right in. So now that we have all that handled, we'll pop the light in, which we put up here on the bench. So let's go ahead and put it together before we snap it in. You can see there's a little hook back here, kind of slots in, snaps in like so. We'll just take the light, plug it in. You gotta go one side in first, and then just kind of pop it up like so. Our door panel's back on. This one's actually more secure than it was because that piece wasn't on there before. So you'll find something very similar in your 7 most likely, that the door's been taken off and it wasn't put back on properly. So the good news is we fixed it. So let's go ahead and plug all the plugs back in. We'll start with this real funky one here. You got to open the little gate. You'll line up the holes and push it in while you're pushing down, and it'll latch on. We have this one here. They only plug in one hole, so it's going to be kind of hard to show you guys because of the... So what you do is you put it in, that folds and latches like so. So then all the wires exit out the back. Pick our window control switch. Make sure we're not pinching any wires here. And she snaps right in. And we're done with our front doors. So everything went on perfectly in this car, even though it was a little bit older. You will notice that up here along this top edge, especially if the car is older and the door panel is a little warped, this is, you know, it doesn't quite line up super well. Your door panel is going to be loose to begin with. So the cars there are clips up here holding it in place. Yeah, this one is actually lined up, and the clips just sometimes don't hold. So if yours is really bad, you can get a new clip from the dealer and pop a clip in there. The clips are about, I think they're about 25 cents a piece. So this will obviously, of course, hold it in there. But you know, if the car is older, you know, just enjoy the new speakers and just let all the little things slide. It's not a big deal. So now that we got this done, let's move back to the back door. I want to show you guys something in the back door, and that is the mid-base installation here is identical to the way that we did it in the front. So we're not going to show you guys that again. It's kind of monotonous, and we don't really want to be shown anything twice. So it's exactly the same way. We're going to put the foam gasket down and then put the speaker in. The tweeter is completely different, so we're going to go over the tweeter mounting. And we'll also of course go over the door panel removal. So let's stop right here. We'll get the tools gathered that we need to do this. We'll pop this door off and go over the tweeter installation and get this car on the